And then at the end of your presentation, I will reveal the answer. Who invented the first Valentine's Day candy box? Was it Milton Hershey? Was it Frank C. Mars, Richard Cadbury, or Michelle Ferrero?
I'm going to say Frank C. Mars.
Frank C. Mars, that's your guess. All right, we will announce the results of our trivia at the end of this presentation. So the king of all steaks.
The king of all steaks.
These are fillets wrapped in bacon.
Yes, and what better than a filet mignon? Well, a filet mignon wrapped in bacon.
Oh.
And this is how beautiful, and look at how beautiful Steve cooked that. I mean, that's a medium. That is just, the temperature is perfect. But David, what you're going to notice, these are nice and thick steaks. Excuse me, they've been aged for 28 days, and we've wrapped a nice medium thickness bacon around them. The applewood smoked bacon or the hickory smoked. But look at that filet. That is just, it's just perfect because of the aging, because it's all center cut. And of course, it's Angus.
And it's married to the bacon. Now you're going to choose, the only choice you're going to make is what kind of bacon you want. Do you want applewood smoked bacon, which has a tinge of sweetness, not a lot,
that's right,
a little bit, or do you want the hickory smoked bacon? Now, we don't have a combo, so it's one or the other. Now, what was that, Sean? If you want applewood, I have 1,000 to go around. If you want the hickory, only 700 to go around. And we also have auto delivery, delivering every 60 days for 1 year. And if you want to change your flavor, you can. Prior to a subsequent shipment. And these will ship in time for the big game and Valentine's Day.
Think about Valentine's Day, David. We made 2 beautiful plates here and a little bit of hollandaise sauce on top. Now, this is how you could do Valentine's Day at home without taking a mortgage out. Right? I mean, look at how beautiful that filet mignon is.
Steak, crab, and hollandaise on a bed of polenta with vegetables.
Look at how beautiful that is.
Gorgeous. Now, I promised everyone you're going to talk to us about a way to cook these so that we could take advantage of that bacon fat.
Yes, and we all know that the filet mignon is going to be incredibly tender. You're going to bite. You're going to realize how velvety it is. But with the bacon wrapped around it, you can see how thick these fillets are. I like to actually cook the bacon on the skillet first. And when I say on first, with the filet side up. So, and the reason I'm doing that is, Dave, is because I want that rendering. You see that rendering there? That's coming from the bacon. Well, the thing that makes this filet mignon so tender, it's incredibly porous. So once you do this and you cook it on each side and just keep spinning on it so you sear it, look how nice and crispy I've gotten the bacon there. Then just take your filet and put it on the side and cook it the rest of the way. What I'm doing is I'm soaking up all of that beautiful bacon rendering. And if you choose the hickory, you're going to get a nice, bold, savory, really, really heavy flavor from that hickory bacon. And of course, if you choose the applewood, it's a little lighter, it's a little sweeter. But look at how beautiful that is. But again, that bacon rendering is what really gives the flavor and adds to that filet mignon. And of course, if you were eating a filet mignon at a restaurant, David, and it was wrapped in bacon, well, they're just going to add a little bit more cost into that, right? But look at how beautiful that is.
These are so delightful. And Mr. Rastelli is showing you, yes, you can indeed cook these on top of the stove. You can start them on top of the stove, finish them in the oven if you want to.
You can.
There is a metal pin that holds the bacon in. Remove that.
I'm going to show you that right here because I think it's really important. These have been already cooked, of course, and once they're completed and cooked, I want you to see that metal pin. You're going to see it. It's a stainless steel pin. All you got to do is take your knife and just pull it out, just like that, because you do not want to bite into that, right?
No.
But we did that because we want that to hold the bacon on while you're cooking it, so that all that bacon rendering actually melts into that filet. Now, you see how thick this filet is, David?
Yes, sir.
I want to show you how I can actually cut it in half this way.
And make 2 servings
and make 2 servings out. Look at how beautiful that is.
Oh.
Look at that. I mean, that is just
medium rare.
Look at that.
Delightful. If you like your steak done a little bit more, cook it a little longer. That's all. Remember, this is filet. You're not going to ruin it. This is very, very tender and buttery. Now, I would love for you to cut a piece of that for me.
I would absolutely
I like mine a little more done.
Yep. I'll do that.
And I like just a hint of pink.
And this is, David, the hickory smoke. So you get that bacon on there. You'll get a little of that flavor.
So good. So perfect. I mean, 2 of God's best creations all put it together in one. Beef and also that bacon. This is delightful. Now, that's the hickory smoke.
That's the hickory.
Now, the applewood, let's try that.
Here's the applewood. Again, here's that pin. Take that pin right out. That's all you've got to remember to do, and then just decide to cook it whichever way you want. And of course, you can see how my knife just glides through this, David, because it's just so incredibly tender.
Oh.
And then I know that's your perfect temperature.
That is my jam
that
right
is
there.
your
Just a hint of
perfect
pink.
temperature. Yeah. And here.
And this is the applewood, you said?
And this is the applewood, yes.
The applewood. Different bacon. Now, while you taste a tinge of sweetness, it is not super sweet.
No, it is not. But it's not as bold and savory as the hickory is, right? Hickory has a little bit smokier flavor, but not
I would
much.
take either one.
Yes.
Thanks. That's fine with me. Really lovely. And here's what we have left. If you want applewood, I have $9.50 to go around. If you want hickory, only $600. Now, this price goes away at the end of the show, and that's going to happen at 3:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, Rachel is not here today, so I'm eating this all by myself. And as much as I love and adore Miss Rachel, I'm going to eat all this by myself. This is delightful. What you're going to love about this is that this is all protein.
It is.
So if you are looking to do high protein diet, then this is a good way to treat yourself to something special.
It is, and very, very simple to cook. You know, if you choose to cook it the way I did here, David, on top of the skillet, you'll get that beautiful rendering. But if you choose to just do it maybe in your air fryer or in your broiler or on
Air
your
fryer.
grill,
Now, a lot of people have air fryers.
Yes.
You just piqued a lot of people's attention.
Absolutely.
How best to cook these
so
in the air fryer?
At 350 in an air fryer.
From thawed?
From thawed. Always from thawed, and it's going to take about 12 minutes. But look at this.
What temperature?
At 350.
350.
And look at how beautiful this steak is. You're going to notice there's not 1 ounce of fat on this steak.
Eat it,
and it's aged for 28 days. And look, each slice that I take off, you're never going to see fat. You're only going to see beautiful filet mignon. There's a reason it's called the king of all steaks, David, because it's the most tender. It'll be juicy. Look at that. And of course,
It's the one part of the cow that's just along for the ride.
that is it.
It serves no purpose. It's not muscle. It is not tough. There is a tenderloin fillet, or a roast rather, that comes from each cow, and it's bigger in the middle and then trails off to the end. That's where the tips come from.
That's right.
But these are all center cuts.
These are just center cuts. That's why you can see how big these are. I want you to see the size of this.
I might have eaten everything you ate there.
I'll have to cut you some more then,
you
sir.
wouldn't mind.
You can see how big these are, and you can see how thick they are, right? We can do that because they are center cuts. And look at that bacon. I've cooked this really, rendering that bacon fat down into that pan, and then when I put my steak on top, and this one's going.
And can we take that pin out?
We can. Yep.
Out.
So let's take the pin. I'm going to take the pin right out of this one, so you can see. Always just take your knife and just remove it. Look at this. Just comes right out. And again, push that aside and
then treat yourself to what's
treat
left
yourself
behind.
to a filet mignon. It's thick, juicy,
Thank you.
incredibly tender,
There
and of
it
course, that flavor that you're going to get is because not only is the filet mignon incredibly juicy and tender, but that applewood or hickory smoked bacon just adds to it. I always say the filet mignon is the most porous of all steaks, and there's a reason for it.
Now, here's how they come packed. They come packaged in a beautiful box, and inside the box, each steak is individually vacuum sealed. Now, pop these in your fridge in the morning, so that way they'll be thawed by dinner time. If you forget, just put these in a bowl of cold water.
Cold water, yes.
Cold water.
And I always recommend just let the water run over top of that.
That's a good idea.
Right? Just let it run, because it'll actually thaw a little bit faster when you do that.
Mr. Rastelli, this is, you brought a lot of good things to QVC. This is one of the best things I think you've ever brought us.
Oh,
and
thank you.
It is such a special treat, and it's going quickly. We don't have a lot of these left to go around. If you want the hickory, I have fewer than 500 sets left with auto delivery available, and applewood. 900. Don't be shy about the applewood. It is not a super sweet bacon. It's just a different flavor profile than you're going to find with the hickory. And it's just a tinge of sweetness, just a little tinge of sweetness. You're still getting that buttery, yummy, delicious filet.
Of course.
And I love that you can cook this in the air fryer. You said
yes.
Preheat that air fryer to 350.
350 for
cook it for
12 minutes.
12 minutes. Remove the pin while it rests.
Once it rests, just like this, just take this pin right out, and you've got a filet mignon, and everyone's going to be perfect. You can see as I slice through this, never any fat. You're just going to have that bacon that stays wrapped around the outside of that.
Right,
and look at that.
Right
look at
there.
how beautiful that steak is. That You can see, when you see this beautiful texture inside, it's going to eat just like butter.
It's going to melt in your mouth. And when you marry the taste of bacon with beef, oh,
there you go.
it's so lovely, so special. I'm going to go right in.
And that's the hickory. It's got a little bit smokier flavor, but it just adds to that
Have
flavor.
another piece of
There
it,
you
sure.
go. But I love that it's simple. We've tried to make it really simple, just thaw it out. And this method that I use here, I think really adds to the filet because it just...
You know what's great, Mr. Rastelli? They cook so quickly.
They do cook very, very quickly. And you can see, this is just searing on both sides. And of course, that bacon
Oh, that's
rendering.
the applewood. Oh, is that good?
Isn't that good?
All right. I have 800 left in applewood and 400 left in the hickory, and you have only until the end of our show at 3:59 p.m. Eastern Time to make this purchase, Mr. Rastelli. And crew, y'all want some filet wrapped in bacon?
Come get it.
Go and get it. So who invented the first Valentine's Day candy box? Was it Milton Hershey, Frank C. Mars, Richard Cadbury, or Michelle Ferrero? You guessed Frank C. Mars.
I did.
I'm sorry to tell you it was Richard Cadbury. Son of Cadbury founder John Cadbury, creator of fancy boxes of chocolates to increase sales. He used drawings of his family and alpine scenes to decorate them. And in 1861, he created the first heart-shaped box of chocolates for Valentine's Day.
1861.
You may keep that.
I've learned something
And
special.
I'm going to have a little piece
There
of
you go.
filet just for the road.
Thank you.
It's brands we love.